Welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about our Garrett bottom mount turbo kit that we have on our website for the 2010 through 2014 Genesis Coupe 2.0 Turbo. It is capable of anywhere from 300 to over 500 wheel horsepower depending on the turbo size you choose on our website. This particular one here in front of me is a GT3071R, which is the size we recommend mostly for 13 and 14 Genesis Coupe 2.0 Turbo with the automatic transmission. For the manuals, we do recommend that you jump up to the 3076R size because you do have extra RPMs to play with, so you can actually take advantage of the higher spooling turbo. Now on a BK1, which is 2010 through 12 Genesis Coupe, if you didn't know before, they have to run around 20 psi or so is our recommended boost level. And then on a BK2 2013 through 14 2.0s, you can run about 23 psi safely on the stock engine. The 2013 and 14 will top out around 400 wheel horsepower with the stock fuel system and the 23 psi boost running through it. And with the BK1s, they will be topping around mostly around 370 to 380 wheel horsepower on a manual, and significantly less on the automatic due to the poor automatic design from factory for the BK1s. Now with that said, I'm just going to show you the detailed shots of this turbo and how well it is built and how well put together it is. We actually ship this fully assembled, so all you have to do is literally take this and drop it right into your engine bay. All you have to do is pull your full turbo kit out, the OEM one, and this will replace it completely. Now the biggest advantage to this turbo kit is the fact that it uses the OEM O2 housing. So this means if you want to actually pass emissions and stay on the friendly side of EPA, because lately they've been cracking down a little bit. So you could use a 2010 through 12 Genesis Coupe 2.0T OEM catalytic converter right on this, and everything else will fit from behind there. So downpipe, exhaust, everything will fit, and you will still be within regulations of EPA, so you'll be able to pass emissions and things like that. Now with the OEM catalytic converter, the only downside to it is a little bit restrictive compared to not having a catalytic converter, obviously, so you may not get the exact horsepower rating that these turbos are rated for. But if emissions is your concern, you definitely have this option. Unlike on an aftermarket turbo kit, you have to figure out the right cells and things like that of a catalytic converter to make it work. And at the end of the day, it may not work. So on a 2010 through 12, if you see down here where the oil return fitting goes, all you have to do is take your OEM one off the OEM turbo and put it right on here, and everything will line right up. Now, one other thing that you do have to consider with this turbo, because the turbo itself is so much bigger, the inlet is actually 3 inches. So now if you have an aftermarket intake, they actually have couplers that are made to fit the OEM size inlet. So you would have to essentially measure your piping and figure out what silicone coupler you're going to need to make this turbo work. Usually it's 3-inch 90-degree coupler. Sometimes it's 3 to 3.5 90-degree coupler. There are so many variations depending on what intake you have. That's why we don't actually supply this part. So all the water lines come pre-installed, so it's pretty self-explanatory. So this actually goes on where the barb fitting is, goes onto the OEM hose that's on the engine side. So when you're uninstalling your turbo, just make sure you don't damage the hoses, because they'll slide right back on this, and it will come with hose clamps for you. Oil feed, again, comes with a little banjo fitting that will go onto the OEM feed portion on top of your oil filter. So that's where that will go as well. Again, like I said before, this does come fully assembled for you, so it makes the install so much easier. I'm going to do some detail shots after this so you can see where we're using the locking hardware. So we're using these copper oval washers that actually lock itself onto the studs so they don't back out. Okay, so you're going to be able to find this in the descriptions. There's a link for it that you can follow. You'll be able to purchase boost controllers, the spark plugs, and everything that to go along with the kit to make it fit on your vehicle. If you have any other questions, please give us a call Monday through Friday, 847-380-1466, or you can email us, and we'll be able to answer all your questions regarding this item. Following the video, I'll have some dyno graphs up there, so you'll be able to see some of the results that we had from the past customers. This is most likely one of the best kits out there for you, as it just slides right into the OEM spot and also has the option to actually run an OEM cat for you to pass emissions if you need to. Keep in mind, if you do run an OEM cat, you don't get as much power to the ground, but that's a sacrifice you're gonna have to make if you want to keep EPA happy, right? So you guys know the drill. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll bring you more videos in the future. Thanks for watching, guys.